and welcome everybody out there in D&D land. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday morning. We are a little late today, so excuse me if I just blast through everything as quickly as possible. If you are enjoying the content and you want to participate in some of the action that we are doing here on the channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those interactions help us out so very, very much. Wednesday. Hi, Wednesday. It's Wednesday today. Hi, Wednesday. Listen, I don't know days of weeks anymore. I know this game, this day, and that's it. But aside from that, if you are also watching live, don't forget to follow our content. Maybe give us a Twitch Prime or Twitch Gaming subscription that you get free from Amazon each month. Or if you really want to support us, you can just do a hard subscribe and automatically get renewed every single month until you choose to no longer want to support us. In addition to that, if you're interested in participating in any of our games, like later this evening and many of the other ones in our community right now, be sure to reach out and let me know. We do have open slots available. They are pay to play, so keep that in mind. However, we be sure that the entire community is suitable for you before I ever take $1. So, hello everybody. Creve, tell us what happened last session.
Well, we finally started making our way after some deliberation to towards the ruins of Draconia. And long story short, we made our way to the valley, this large open valley where the ruins are said to be atop. And didn't have too much trouble at first. We spent a night in a sort of like a small opening in a cliff, where Creve put up a tiny hut to protect us, and we were there were some harpies that came to investigate this thing, and we discovered eventually that the reason for its sort of this opening in the cliffside was that it seemed to be used for mining. There was an ore vein there of some kind. So we did stay up a little bit, some of us, for a while, a bit skeptical of how much effort these harpies would put into penetrating the tiny hut, but they eventually gave up and we got our good night's rest and continued making our way the next day, where we went upwards, and we got assaulted by two kind of flying creatures. They sort of resembled wyverns to some extent, but they had a more shadowy kind of nature as well. They seemed very susceptible to daylight and bright light. We eventually managed to kill them off after Aina almost got dragged out and dropped 200 feet, but it worked out. So right after that, we kept going, and Creve flew up a little bit to do a bit of scouting, and he saw the ruins that we're going to just a couple miles further up ahead. He also noticed something that Kyle Van also had noticed, which was a kind of purple glow that seemed to emanate from somewhere down in the valley, that seemed to emanate from inside the ice or snow. So we haven't looked into that yet, but yeah, we might at some point. But right now we're approaching the ruins and just climbed atop this sort of plateau to get there.
Alrighty. So, as you've all just crest over the top of these ruins, beginning to look at what was once one of the most developed and great cities in all of Exandria. Its former glory is easy to distinguish even amongst the ruin and rubble. Many of the walls that belong to this floating city are still intact. rooms and houses detached from one another, scattering across this open tundra on top of the mountain's edge. You see, this stretches on for miles and miles. As you're kind of looking down a little bit over the edge, there's two mountains on either side of the ruins that show the areas where it stopped. And you all look out at this beautiful but destroyed landscape. Welcome to the game.
I'd have loved to see this place in its prime.
So this place was sacked by a dragon, you say?
Yeah, it was. Something like 100 years, maybe a century ago, when I was a little kid.
Must have been a powerful dragon.
It said that it was, yeah. I don't know if you've heard of the Chroma Conclave. It was a century ago, and there was 5 dragons, ancient ones, who attacked Tal'Dorei, another continent.
Right.
And
Yes, I have heard mentions of it, but history is not my forte.
And well, long story short, one of the 5 was Vorigol, also called the Frigid Doom, a very ancient white dragon who settled on Dragonia and put an end on the Draconian domination. And this is the time where Ravenites rised from the state of slavery they were before, the tailless ones. And there was a group of heroes, but this is common knowledge, known as the Vox Machina, who tracked down those 5 dragons and saved the world.
I see.
I mean, based off that story, one thing I'm wondering if
You're
it's,
super quiet.
Better?
Say
Yeah.
more words.
It's if is that better now?
Yeah,
It's a little
bit-
better, yeah.
Alright. If it was all the way in Tal'Dorei, why come all the way here to Wildemount and destroy Draconia?
That is a question I don't have an answer to. The only thing I know is that white dragons are usually more feral than the other chromatic dragons. So it was just something. I don't know.
It seems a bit strange to me, because I would have thought the dragons to think that the dragonborns were sort of kind of maybe below them, but of the same, they're kind of people, maybe. I mean, the place was called Draconia, after all. Would it not be? I would have thought they would like to keep the place, or maybe take control of it instead of destroying it.
It's suffice to say, it's a dragon. We can't really know the motives that well.
Well, fair enough. But the dragon is dead, right? It doesn't live somewhere below the city or anything.
Is it
Correct?
said to be?
All right, good. I'd just like to know in case,
Well, you never know what magic can do to bones or people or stuff. So you never know. We don't know what we're gonna meet in this city. The only thing we know is that it's a huge ruins field of ancient magical knowledge and ancient draconian knowledge.
Right. Well, fair enough. I guess we should at least hope that this astral dragon I saw was not part of the Chroma Conclave, you called it.
Hmm.
That would be bad, I think. Maybe. it's not a chromatic dragon.
There were.
What?
There were chromatic dragon. He was white.
Oh yes, I'm talking about the astral dragon I saw in the dream.
Astral dragon?
Yes. Didn't I mention this earlier? I think I did.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
you weren't
yeah.
there.
Dad,
I was
remember that.
too focused on something else.
I think that is something we at least maybe should look into a little bit. Because, well, I know that, well, most dragons you don't mess with. That is obvious. But astral dragons, no, yeah, you should not even think of them, maybe, or something. They are like a step above, I think, from the regular dragons.
And the only thing with a dragon in its name that I would be willing to kind of mess with is Aride.
Ein, are you actually here? Sorry. Ein, are you actually here?
Yeah. I had to join on phone. Give me a sec.
All right. Now you guys can continue because I have to change the overlay again.
Well, if I am the only one that you are willing to mess with.
And I'm not even sure I'm willing to mess with you. I mean, I'm maybe half of your weight. And that's not even considering the armor. Sorry,
Actually,
it was a bad joke.
I was gonna say you look more a third, not so much a half.
Well, at least I can walk on ice and on snow without having it up waist.
I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to offend. I was just Arides here has got a lot more muscle mass.
Right. So we try and make our way into the city. Then, maybe you should go ahead and scout a bit first, Kyle.
Last time I did that, did that very well for me. But yeah, sure.
Correction, last 2 times you did that.
That's 3 times.
Well, I can come with you if you want. I know fairly how to keep quiet. I think.
Or if you want, I can come with too if you don't feel comfortable going on your own.
I would be more comfortable, like, if we had to split up, I would be more comfortable on my own, knowing that, no offense, but you have hooves that do TikTok when you walk, and
I have socks for them.
I feel like I should be offended, Kyle.
I did not make it as hooves.
You know,
I'm a tiefling as well.
Not all this thing are hooves. That's why I was asking.
not all tieflings are the same. Not all dragonborns have tails, and not all. Well, people are different. But I can be quiet even with hooves, just so you know.
Click clock.
That's good to know.
Yeah, when it behooves me.
Right.
You know what you did.
I know, and I'm proud of it.
I know what he did too.
You should not be. But anyways. So we have Kreve and Kyle scouting up ahead for everybody else.
I will send my familiar with them.
Very well. Your familiar is currently an owl, correct?
Mine's
Bat.
a bat.
Yours is the bat, okay. Now, Vorik, Makit, Arite, and Ein. The four of you roll me a survival check. Give yourselves a little bit of shelter while they're going out scouting ahead. I think that's going to be good enough. Dirty 20. Yeah, dirty 20 is going to be good enough. Arite, as you're kind of looking around for a little bit of respite, since you are on top of a cliff's edge, the wind is piercing up here. It is far, far colder than it was down inside of the canyon. Now, you do look around for a little bit, take note of a couple of the off branches of houses near you, and you find what appears to be a stone protrusion out of the snow, and once you wipe away from it a little bit, you actually see that there is a latched door that leads into a ruined guardhouse that would give you respite from all of the weather and everything else.
I would call everyone's attention to it and then head in.
Woohoo!
Kyle and Kreve, you do take note of where they go before leaving. Both of you, roll me a stealth check, please.
What time of the day is it? Because I tend to remember that when we left off, it was the end of the afternoon.
Yes, it is dusk. So the sun is beginning to fall over the horizon.
So, is it considered night or not?
It is dusk, not night.
Damn.
Yep.
No advantage to me.
Not yet. Give yourself an hour. Hey. Would you look at that? The bard did better.
Warlock.
Barely. The warlock did better. Sorry, you roleplay like a bard. So, the two of you are being very sneaky as you approach over towards the larger settlements of the ruin. And as you get closer towards them, you do hear the rustling of wind blowing through this entire area. It dwarves most sounds, especially the sounds of your feet crunching in the snow. However, Kreve, it actually turns out having holes is really good for hiding your tracks because it looks like a goat walked through here. All you have to do is act like you're a goat as you're walking, taking steps like that, and people go, "Yep, that's a goat." Goats are very common in mountains. You get closer in, and you see that there appears to be a large tablet inscribed with something in stone. Do either of you speak Draconic?
Nope.
You have no idea what it says, but it does look very ostentatious.
Do you read Draconic?
No.
Ugh, fuck. How big is the tablet?
About the size of a wall.
Okay. So no way I can just like.
There's
copy
no
down.
possible way for you to carry it.
No, not carrying it, but I wanted to just put a piece of paper and try to do like the transparency and like.
Oh, the scrape? I mean, you could try to copy it down, but to actually do that, you would need a wall-sized piece of paper.
Yeah. Damn it.
Right. Well, you haven't seen any traces of any other tracks or anything, have you? I'll take a look around as well as look for any signs of recent activity around here.
All right.
Other than ours.
Roll me a survival check, please.
Alright.
We have comprehend trash talk. Yep. I'm actually surprised Kyle doesn't have comprehend languages yet. Is that not an option?
No, it's not.
Wow.
It's like I only have one spell outside of enchantment and illusion, and this spell is my owl.
I almost took that invocation that lets me read anything, but I decided not to.
Thanks for leaving a little mystery for me. So, looking around Creve. Damn, you're rolling hot tonight. Shit.
Except for the recap roll.
When you need it, right?
Yeah.
You look around, and closer towards this tablet, there's nothing, but you kind of back away and start looking at some of these ruined homes and hovels, and the doors seem to be placed separately from the archways that they fill. Some of them don't fit perfectly, like they were put there after the fall. So there was definitely inhabitants here after the fall of Draconia. However, you're not sure how recent that's been or anything else. You'd have to inquire closer to find out.
All right. Well,
Does this building look in any way, shape, or form like a burial monument, like a mausoleum, or?
Oh, what you're currently looking at is just a wall that it can only be described as a tablet.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a solid stone piece that they inscribe something onto. It's not really a building.
Well, maybe we should dig a bit deeper, Crave. We need to find a burial place. Or we can go back and find one of our fellows speak this language.
yes, well, I suppose I haven't seen any. Well, there are, of course, traces of some activity here, but I'm not sure how recent it is. Maybe we should take the chance to get some of the others. I think it may be prudent to learn what this tablet says. I mean, it could, of course, just be some kind of silly memorial or something like that, but if it's a warning, I would like to know.
How old would like the tablet looks like? It's like the tablet. It looks like older than like the age of the global ruins, or does it look more recent?
Roll me a nature check.
Nature.
Yeah, how much it's aged, how old it would be.
Though my stuff in as an archaeologist could help.
It gives you access to this. Oh wait.
No, just tell me.
This tablet seems to be something. Yeah. I forgot you had this ability. Remind me next time. This tablet appears to be some type of very large arcane glyph, and made more ostentatious with a shell around it, which is the tablet itself, in order to describe what the purpose of the glyph would be. The tablet is absolutely older than these ruins, which means it's more than likely an aspect of Draconia from before it fell.
It seems to be magical. Do you have any way of detecting magic? I need my level in wizard.
Or identifying magic.
I actually do not.
Or identifying magic?
No.
Damn it. That's something that you need to put in, out of character. That's something you need to have in your book.
Yeah. I considered it, but yeah. Cree's not that kind of guy.
Oh, fuck it. We're gonna have to ask Wicked. Shit.
Well, your wizard probably knows, right? Just bring him here.
So, this is the outskirts of what would be the bulk of the city's ruins. But there doesn't appear to be anybody around here.
Do we try to push forward and using the cover of the night and the fact that we don't need to sleep as much as the other fellas?
Well, I'd say we should. I mean, just out of game, how far away from the watchtower that they went into, the safe place, sort of? How far away from that are we right now?
Probably 200, 300 feet. Not very.
All right. Right. Well, I suggest that either of us go back and fetch the others. I'd say it seems probably kind of safe here.
I'll say because a familiar was sent with you, the familiar would go back.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Makit, your familiar returns to you and communicates what they were trying to communicate.
Alright, guys. Looks like they found something I'm gonna need some magical help with. Rita, you might actually be able to help too. It's draconic. But we should be going.
Well, lead the way then. Your familiar should know specifically where they are.
I'm sorry, Makit, who were you talking to?
Everyone,
Okay.
just speaking aloud.
I thought you said someone in particular. Okay.
I said Rita could help as well.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I thought I heard. Wind.
That's. I think Wind actually went AFK for a second because he said BRB in the chat.
Oh, that was like 5 minutes ago. 10 minutes
Oh.
ago. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine. Do you all pack up and head out?
As reluctant as
sure
it
they
is.
need us?
Yeah.
Jesus.
How do you know? You've just been kind of standing there, Mickey.
My familiar told me as much.
I
Tell
thought you were
Suzanne it just creaks at you.
Polite.
Alright. Yeah, I guess if that's what they want us to do is follow them, then let's get going.
Alrighty. You all walk back out of this little tiny safe room and start heading out over towards your allies. As you walk in front of it, oh, Rita, you're back?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You look at the very large tablet, and it reads, because obviously you can speak Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have not declared a short rest yet, so no.
No, we haven't.
It reads, Broomstone C92F.
Runestone C92S.
Yes.
Do you say that aloud?
Yes. Broomstone C92F.
That much of scripture for that?
Draconic is a very lavished language.
So, Broomstone, is that some kind of... I mean, I've heard of brimstone, but what is Broomstone?
If anything, that sounds sort of like a marker, address.
Anyone proficient in Arcana can roll Arcana.
All right.
Yeah.
McKeet, you would actually know what Broomstone is. It is a magical enchantment style crystal that they utilize in clusters in order to make sky ships fly. And based on the labeling, this belonged to the C section, the 92nd one down, and attached somewhere to the F section.
Looks of it. Seems to be one of the many part of the many enchanted objects that kept Draconia afloat.
This explains that.
Not so much an anchor point, more like part of the hovering enchantment.
Wait, so we
It's
can,
still floating, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
The magic was spoken long ago, likely by Doom.
Right. I thought we sort of... Never mind.
It was once a floating city, is what I kept saying. Now it is scattered and ruined across this cliff edge.
Actually, was it a floating city when the dragon attacked, or did it stop flying somewhere between the calamity and today?
It was still capable of flying, but it wasn't actively flying. But it was still referred to as the floating city of Draconia.
Okay.
Much like that one place back in Tal'Dorei could plane shift still over towards the wilds, but it wasn't actively doing that. Draconia City could still actively fly.
So, well, it's possible that maybe this has some kind of value then? Or is there something...
If we could find a way to bring this gigantic thing back with us, then maybe.
Well, yes, I do not volunteer for carrying.
Anyway, I don't think we'll have much interest into this. It's not what we're looking for. This is a nice piece of curiosity, and I'm sure that I would love to investigate it further, but where it came for.
Right. Let's quickly find the tomb or burial grounds that we were trying to find. This is like the outskirts still, after all.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, what I read is that this burial site sits on. Oh no, it was the burial site for the 3 trees that was on the northern mountain ridge. I don't know where it is. I have no notes of where this Draconian burial site is in the city, so probably like going further in the city and try to find any place that is related either to some religion, like the Raven, Mother of Raven, Queen of Raven. Is it in your word?
Yes,
Queen of Raven,
Queen of Raven. Yep.
Or the Crystal one, because I guess Arita, you should know that, like, where usually are wealthy people buried in a city like this one?
Arite, roll me a history check. Let's see if you actually know anything about Draconia.
Rook's gonna speak up though and just say, I mean, if you're buried anywhere, you're likely buried in a graveyard.
Arete, sounds solid.
Yes, that sounds correct. My parents totally told me a lot of Draconia. Totally. 100%.
Well, that's good.
Well, there are different kinds of burial grounds. You have like catacombs, don't you? Perhaps like a mound. I do not know the customs of these dragonborn that lived here.
Well, if we try finding the tomb of a more famous people, maybe it has its own building or a monument. We could try looking for it.
Every day, in Xanth's creature, is it anything like a pantheon for the rich, wealthy, and renowned people to be buried in? Because I assume that even if like Ravenites, you're not very keen on your dragon blood cousins. In the end, you both descend from the same customs, so some should maybe similar.
I mean, it is possible they had tombs for the higher castes. After all, the dragon bloods were not the nicest of people.
Roll me a religion check, please.
And I'm also asking if if in Xanth's Kitriel, so the new city, they have some pantheon of sort.
You do know that your community, the Ravenites, your primary focus of religion is towards the Crystal One. That's obvious. There are those that branch out to many of the other faiths as well, though. It's not like it's exclusive. But for the Drakenblood, or the Dragonites, they worshipped both the Crystal One, and there was rumors of other worships towards the top of the nobility, but you don't know what they are.
As far as I'm aware, as far as burial rates, could be Crystal One, but I also heard rumors of other worship in the higher castes, though I do not remember.
I might have a suggestion. If they were devout followers of the Crystal Dragon and they went to them for services such as burials and such, there might be record of that in in the main temple.
Let's try to find the temple ward, and I would like to ask my owl to fly up, become his eyes, and circle around the city to try to identify any places that would look like an area with big monuments and big buildings that would likely be any kind of a temple ward or a temple district.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me an investigation check. Would anybody else like to participate, since he chose a very specific route that he's looking upon?
Rurik's going to trust in his faith in the Crystal Dragon to lead him to where the temple, or ruins of the temple would be.
All right, roll me a vibe check.
How do I do a vibe check?
Is it? So
I'm a
because it's
guide
key-
his vibe check.
One
Because it's
second,
key to
we'll get to
find-
you in a second. He was doing his thing.
I
Vibe
just want-
check. I think I have it in homebrew rules.
I think I've never done that before, so
I wrote it down, didn't I? Vibe check?
I don't remember reading it.
Oh.
If
All
I
right,
remember,
it's
it was-
insight, perception, and let me look at the character sheet. That'll help me out. Insight, perception, and charisma.
Like all together or just
Roll all three. I take the average.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
So,
that's a vibe.
insight, perception, charisma.
All right, you're following the vibes, man. You're hoping the vibes bring you to the right place. All right, what were you saying, KO?
I was asking that because it's like my owl that is in the air and looking around the city, it wouldn't be like more perception than a investigation?
No. You're looking for very specific things. That's investigation. Perception is just seeing generally what is around.
Okay, so my owl is stupid, so it would be very ugly.
Well, you could also look yourself.
Well, no, I'm not flying.
True. Damn, what a lazy archaeologist. I'm just gonna sit here and make my bird do the work.
I mean, like, it's a huge city.
Yeah.
My bird could, like, at least pinpoint an area, a global area to go for.
Alright, if it's
Rather
just
than-
looking for a general landscape, then roll a perception.
It's more general landscape, like seeing what place where the ruins are bigger.
Okay.
It actually has an advantage on that because how?
Cool. The runes vary in size. It's hard for it to differentiate between ones that have fallen over and would be big, ones that are big because there's multiple stacked on top of each other, ones that would be big because they sit on top of mountains and other things that are within this landscape. It's all incredibly varied and hard for your owl to distinguish what would be something that it would discern as a larger construct. However, Rorik, following the vibes, wandering through the area and just, taking careful study of many of the rocks, many of the stone and wooden homes and hovels, you get a very bad vibe from one of them in particular.
Any specific one, or is it just like it's one of those things?
It's one of those random homes that are now in ruins. And you just get a very mildly bad vibe.
Well, it's probably best if we avoid those. And Gurkha will walk on, following the vibes.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just have this feeling. I'm putting my faith in the Crystal Dragon to lead us where we need to go. And well, I mean, I'm getting some bad feelings from those.
The one that you were looking at, it absolutely has desecrated grounds associated with it.
And that area over there is, well, it's just got this feeling, like, you know how if you're in a church, like you might feel something holy about you. This is the opposite.
I see. Well, I am not usually one for going to churches and stuff, so
I'm
not?
not
I will take your word
surprised.
on it.
We might want to check it up. I'm not sure that we want to have days behind us if we go forward. It could block our escape if we need one.
I mean, it might also be a unnecessary risk.
Right, and
True.
also before we go on, I will point out that it is getting dark. So if you want to maybe spend the last little bit of sunlight to find a decent place to rest, we could do that also. There is, of course, that watchtower we found earlier. We could go back there. Or I don't mind if we want to keep pushing on during the darkness. If you want.
I would. It'd be much, much colder at the sundown.
And from what we know, the more dangerous things come out at night.
Right. So, shall we go back to the watchtower then and fortify the position for the night?
I mean, that's a good idea, but if we could also find a good area in these ruins, and McKeat, you can lay down that dome again, half circle.
Sure, let's not waste time and let's try to find a place around.
All right. Well, there are many different homes that are mostly intact. Roll me a quick survival check, whoever's looking for it.
Rick would probably try.
Alrighty. Roll, Rick, you find one that has only a little bit of a draft towards the rear end of it, and if you stuff it with your cloak, it's not really that drafty at all. It's freezing. It's cold as hell. Who'd we drop?
McKeat.
Good.
That might be why he didn't answer when I asked him about the thing.
Yeah.
How large is the place Rurik found? Is it large enough to fit everyone?
It's large enough to fit everybody, but it's not going to be too terribly comfy. More cozy, so long as you're all secure enough to cuddle up a little bit.
How big is the hole in that house or ruin?
I mean,
Is it like 5 feet big or so?
like 3 feet.
Yeah, I guess. If we really stay there, I could try just melt it back up.
But it's not a problem. I'll take care of it. Just everyone get inside, and I'll start casting Tiny Hut ritually. And I'll make it so that the edges look like just ruined rubble. That sort of collapsed. That the building looks like it's collapsed in on itself or something.
Very well. And you're doing minor illusion to do this?
Tiny Hut.
Oh, tiny hut. Yeah, that'd do it. Sorry for changing overlay so many times, anybody watching. We'll get it figured out one day. So, you throw up your tiny hut, everybody's inside of this little hovel, and you all go to sleep.
What?
Damn. Alright, give me your watch order, left to right. Left to right. Did you all hear me? Left to right.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your watch.
I can take two.
Alright. So Kyle is 1 and 2. Arite, are you volunteering for 1 or 2?
If Kale is doing 1 and 2, I'll do 1 with him.
Okay. And I assume you'll be doing 2 then?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. And who's taking up 3?
It should be Grieve, right?
And who's taking up 4?
The old man, yeah.
The one who already fell asleep.
Alrighty. So McKeith's not here to say anything. I'll assign him for 3rd. So, I need each watch to give me perception rolls. Either one can assist when there's multiple people, or you both roll separately.
Here you go, Kyle. Take advantage.
The first
I can still assist him for the second, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Reeve, your turn.
Yeah. I'm using Omen for the roll.
All right, so Omen has advantage.
Since all right, okay.
Okay. And Rover. Okay. Let me see if anything happens.
All right, and one watch is 2 hours, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because if I can keep Omen as sort of the watch, and I would like to. Well, I'm not sure if Nikita's back yet, but if he would allow it, I would like to transcribe detect magic from his spellbook over to mine.
Makit would have to be here to confirm that. I can't do that.
Yeah. He did let me have find familiar though. So.
He would have to be here to do that. I can't do that.
Fair enough.
Ooh. Okay.
Good things, I bet. Good things.
Let me just put this book away and grab the other one. Nope. Wrong book. Sorry about that, y'all. This book is the one I need.
He's opening the Tiamat book.
Ew. Why in the hell would I have that book?
Exactly.
You really think I'm that boring? Fuck you.
Nah, man. Gotta touch. If you want to torture someone, do it both ways.
Oh.
I mean, as you're prepping to do whatever it is you're doing, does Rourke at least get like an hour's worth of sleep?
Yeah, 1 hour. Absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, what's going to happen is going to occur on the fourth watch. So, first watch, did you want to do any role-playing?
No.
Second watch, did you want to do any role-playing?
At some point in the watch, so I'm resigned. What are you doing during the watch?
Just trying to keep myself occupied with anything, either meditating or just trying out what I've recently learned for my spells.
Okay. At this point, at some point during the watch, okay, we'll tell you. I think I've heard something.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Is there anything out there?
I don't know. I think I've heard something. Haven't you?
She just tries to concentrate and listen if there's anything at all.
Roll me a perception check.
Damn. I was about to bullshit theme music coming on. That's a 14.
Nothing on the wind other than the wind.
Yes, you can hear me in the wind.
Please.
Can hear you snoring.
Honestly speaking, Kiel, the only thing I hear now is just the wind and grief weird snoring.
Omens. Snoring, you mean?
Yeah. Well, in her ears right now, it's kind of sounding the same. It kind of overlaps.
I've heard something. Maybe I should have a look.
Really? Are you sure it's not because of your? She just points towards your hand.
I don't know.
Since it's been a while than before, so I'm just worried if it has anything affecting it right now.
Scrap my hand. Nah, I don't know. Maybe. Listen, let me just have a look.
Sure.
Get off my
And,
lawn, you kids.
If you see key flying to you very super fast and super freaked out, it means that I'm in trouble.
All right, I'll keep a watch out for that. Just stay safe out there.
I would like to leave the hut and try to sneak to the desecrated area.
Okay.
Figure out what's in there.
Alrighty. Roll me a stealth
Because I'm
check.
a fucking curious dick. And this time I have advantage.
Now I get to change back to this music.
I got played. Wow.
It's funny because I'm pretty sure if you just would have asked Ian, hey, want to go check it out? Like,
I don't want to risk. I don't want that to take risk for me.
okay. Ooh, this is good.
Oh no.
I'm being super sneaky and looking everywhere around, like walking super slowly to not be jumped on by anything.
As you get closer over towards that building, you don't really notice anything off just from listening or by watching. There's no light, there's no breathing, nothing that you can discern.
Is there any like window or open door to peek in?
There's some cracks in the building and in the door frame.
I'd like to look through one of those cracks.
All right. Roll me a perception check.
Sir. Ugh.
Alrighty. You don't see anything in there. I mean, there's rubbles and ruins. There's a table that looks like it's been broken for far, far too long.
Is there a door or is it just like
Yeah, there's
an
a door.
archway?
There's a door.
I'd like to push the door even so slightly. And try to sneak through what I could have
Alright.
as much as peek through. Sorry, not sneak through. Peek through to see if I can see by having opened the door. Do I see more of the interior than I did through the?
The door creaks very slightly as you open it. And yes, you do see a bit more into the interior. But you still don't notice anything else in here. There's a fireplace. It's kind of sideways, as this building looks like it jutted into the side of the mountain itself. There appears to be another room that has a lot of wooden furniture, but it's all destroyed in rubbles and ruin.
I would like to cast invisibility on
Okay.
myself
You turn invisible.
and investigate a bit further the interior of the area.
Give me a sleight of hand check. You very carefully lift the door to an awkward side and shift it with the wind, pushing it open just to alleviate the loud creaking and moaning that comes from it. As you do so, you slip inside quickly. You look around. There appears to be only a sofa that no longer has the soft niceness of cushions on the top. Unruined in this location. Everything else looks very destroyed. You look around over at the kitchen. Now that you moved inside a bit more, you do see the skeletal remains of a dragonborn, seemingly crushed and stuck against the furniture that had fallen onto them when the city fell.
Any items with the skeletal remain, or just like a
Well,
skeleton?
roll an investigation. Let's see if you find anything.
Oh! Not showing so well.
Sorry, I have to enjoy this once in a while. So, you start sifting through some of the belongings of the previous residents of this home. You check the pile near the body. You do find some silverware. Looks fairly expensive. You check over by the couch, and there's a thick wool blanket. Looks fairly useful given the environment. Anything else you'd like to check?
I'd like to check for hidden doors, hidden walls, hidden doors or hidden trapdoor.
Where?
So along. So can you give me like, so from what I can picture in my head, there is this living room.
Yep.
And there is the kitchen next to the living room with a corpse in it.
Yep. And there's the fireplace, and then there's rubble and ruin attached to the mountainside itself.
Okay.
It's not a very big home. It's a small little hovel.
I would like to check for trapdoors in the kitchen, because I assume that he would have tried to go and hide and would have been stopped in the way. Maybe in the fireplace.
Okay. So you have to start moving the furniture around to do that, which is gonna be noisy. There's no way that you are strong enough not to make noise while doing this.
I don't want to move the furniture around. I want to just, like, for the moment, check below the furnitures to not try anything
So
before moving the furnitures.
All right. you do that, and other than the bulk of the room, which is covered in that furniture you'd have to move, there does not appear to be any trapdoors.
Including in the fireplace?
Oh, you want to go check the fireplace now?
I thought it was in the kitchen.
No, the fireplace is in the living room next to the couch.
I want to check the fireplace first before I do any noise.
Okay. You go over, look in the fireplace, and it seems untouched. There's no burn marks, char marks anywhere along it, and there seems to be a pile of fresh green-colored wood sitting in it.
So there is green wood, so that has been cut recently, but there has never been any fire in the fireplace.
Correct. Or there's no scarring of fire. Fireplaces usually have very pointed signs that it's been used before. Burn marks, char marks, remains.
I would like to look for a button, a mechanism, or something that would indicate a moving part in the wall of the fireplace.
Okay. You start feeling around and looking for mechanisms or anything such as that, and you don't find any.
Why would someone have wood not use fireplace recently and have it cleaned? Is there any place to hide? Like a big dresser or...
There's nothing else in here. All of the furniture is thrown and askewed inside of the kitchen, as if gravity dictated everything went that way.
Okay. I would like to, by it being in the living room, take a rock and throw it in the kitchen so it makes noise, and I remain hidden in the living room to see if anything happens.
Okay. Bunk, 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 bunk. You wait. Nothing seems to happen. Few moments go by and nothing.
I check the kitchen.
All right. You go back to the kitchen,
and I move the stuff. Start moving the stuff around by doing, and I will do a lot of pauses by doing so that I can hear if anything's happening at any moment. And I would have key in the outside of the building, so my owl, to see if, so that it can see if anything is going in the place where I'm in.
All right. Have Key roll a perception check.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that you are sifting through all of this, you do see this individual. They had a statue that they tried holding in their arms, like cradling to protect it, when they died and were crushed by all of their furniture and belongings. You rip open the grip on the object itself, and you see that it appears to be a 5-pointed star. Each one of the sides a different color: red, green, black, blue, white.
Pick it.
All right.
Can I assess? Like, I assume it's some religious stuff. So can I have any check to assess what it can represent?
You would have absolutely no idea what it is.
Okay. Because I have no idea what it is, I have no clue how dangerous it can be, so I will pick it up.
Very well.
Because klepto archaeologic. Okay,
Yeah, of
no,
course.
it's
What's the
just-
point of archaeologing if you don't klepto it all, you know?
Oh,
You gotta take something home with you. I want souvenirs.
would I know if it has any kind of monetary value?
It's made out of pure gold, so yeah. The coloration on the front seems to be painted over the fixture itself.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a last check if there is any places he wanted to hide it, such as maybe if he was in the kitchen and it was holding to it, maybe he was trying to hide it or protect it from something, and so maybe hiding it somewhere. So I'll try to figure out if there is any kind of this hiding place like that before I'm leaving.
Nothing like that, unfortunately. It seems, by what you can ascertain, the individual must have... Actually, roll me a survival check.
So
The best you can ascertain is the individual had the object and was thrown over here, but that's about it.
okay. Last thing I want to do is check if there is on the couch any sign of recent behavior, like recent life, and then I live.
Alrighty. So, at this point, Kael's been gone for about 40 minutes or so.
Is there any sign of his owl?
Roll me a perception check.
Boo, that's it. That's a 6.
No sign of the owl at all.
I'ma just step out. Try to not step out. I mean, poke my head out of the bubble and look around to see if there's any tracks of him or whatnot.
Okay. So,
Since if I walk out, it's noisy as hell.
I don't think you can possibly roll high enough to track after what Kael rolled on their stealth check, so sorry.
Nah.
Yeah. But anyways.
Is it wishful thinking?
Yes. At this point, Kael, you've investigated the area, and I mean, there's a blanket that has no warmth in it, but that could have just been there this whole time. So,
I'm living.
Ein, as you're looking for Kael, you see he walks around a corner and is heading towards you.
Actually, I'm still invisible.
Oh. You see the owl flying towards you.
I gesture towards the owl, like, where? You know, the head gesture, like, where's everything?
The owl looks at you. Doesn't understand.
Since she sees the owl, yeah, it looks calm right now, yeah?
Yeah.
Since it's, Yeah, it looks calm. She's probably assuming it's all good.
It's
And
chilling.
then, yeah, probably just step back in the bubble and wait for him to explain.
Hey, I'm back.
That you took a long while there. Where did you go?
Well, there actually was a noise, and I found that. And I show her the golden stuff. Do you have any idea what it is? It looks fancy.
Uh,
Can get good money out of it.
I assume I also have no idea what it is.
You would have no possibility of it. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have any spells to cheekily make use of it. No, it looks fancy at least. I mean, you could probably ask Rurik to check if it's malicious or not tomorrow when he wakes up. Since he said, I'm just worried that you end up picking up something, either curse or whatnot, and I think he can probably get that feeling of something being not holy or holy.
Don't worry about it.
Well, so far it looks fancy. That I have to give you that. Although I have no idea. Do you have any idea what it is?
No, and I'm very curious to know. So I research it once we're back in town.
Sounds like a good idea. Well, at least you got something out of it. I was worried that you were out there for over half an hour.
Sometimes it's good to have some me time. We don't have a lot of it recently. We've been sticking around with old people.
We got stuck in a lot of issues by others after all. I mean, yeah, I understand. You probably had that itching feeling to just explore and dig around. But just give a heads up next time if you're gone for a while. At least if you're gone for longer than 10 minutes.
I don't know what you mean, and I just wink at Ayn.
She just has this expression while shaking her head. It's like watching what do you call it? A teenage kid just trying to keep secrets, or pretty obvious secrets.
Is not even trying to make you believe that is not being someone just doesn't want to tell you, but you is like and you would ascertain that like you're the person that you trust in the group because you knew before and you helped him, so he trusts you to keep this kind of secret.
Yeah, and she'll be like kind of exasperated. Next time, just remember to. As long as you stay safe, then it's all good.
So, you head back to your allies that you left unattended, unconscious.
I left them with Hein.
I'm talking to Ein.
Yeah, my head is out of the bubble. So the rest of me is still inside. So after everything's all said and done, I'll step back in the bubble.
And I'll also take some time while we just together up to tend to my hand and tend to bandages that I haven't changed for a while.
So, you go back over there, finish your wash, wake up Creve and Creve's cat. Do their watch now. Meow.
Is it
Good
that time
meowing
already?
to you.
Watch with good, no activity.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet. Just the loud winds outside. Pretty calm night, at least, thankfully.
Right. Well, good night.
Well, have a good watch.
Unless you want to stay up with me, of course.
Probably take a quick shut eye.
Yes, yes. I will, of course, scream in pain if something bad happens.
No.
Duly noted.
Well, good night.
Alright, good night.
Customarily, as you usually do under these circumstances, Creve, you take your cat, put it on top of the dome, and sit there.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So anyways. Creve, roll me a, I want you to roll me a vibe check now. Insight, perception, and charisma.
Oh, great. Well, I'm good at charisma, at least.
Yeah. Well, you only get your thing to one of them. So we'll put it on
Yeah,
insight.
I just...
Yeah. I'm good at charisma. Alright, so the average between 11, 18, and 6 is like 12. Or 11. Holy shit. So yeah. Your watch goes by without a hitch. Nothing at all to be worried about.
Right. And then I'll take my cat under my arm and go poke Rurik in the cheek.
It's half frozen right now.
Alright. Just poke.
Why are you so cruel with this poor cat?
It's not real.
So what's that? Poke?
You are awake. Good.
Oh.
Good night. Your turn to watch. Nothing bad happened.
That's good. Do you want?
At least nothing that I'm aware of.
Would you like me to try to warm up your cat there? He looks cold.
I know he's fine. Besides, if he dies, I can just make him pop right back.
That doesn't seem right. I mean, Buster here is the same way, but I mean, he still has his own thoughts and dreams, right, Buster? Oh, I thought, yeah.
It like raises its ear that was over its eye at you and then puts it back over.
Exactly.
Well, Omen here is he's a sturdy fellow. He can take it.
Bro.
Alright. Rurik will quickly just kind of pet Omen, or try to if Omen doesn't allow it.
Roll a d2. 1, it attacks you. 2, it does not. It's a cat.
Really? A D2.
It sounds like a fucking lion when it swipes at
Oh,
you.
that was a D4. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Cats are assholes.
Well,
That would have been funny as if he did damage and then I used my my retribution thing on it.
I think that only works when somebody hits someone else other than you.
Oh no, it can be me that I use it on.
Can you
I just
roll it
always
in the
use it
chat
for-
just to confirm?
Oh yeah. Rebuke the violent.
Well, I'm sorry about Omen.
Oh, never mind.
He's a bit grumpy right now, I suppose. But, you know, cats.
I know my pally pals very well.
I'm sorry. I'm not a pally pal.
It's fine. But anyways. So, you wake up Warwick for his watch, and as the dice dictate, this is when something is going to happen when we get back from break. So, everyone, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be right back.